With the introduction of fairy typing in Generation 6, many Pokemon were retyped to fit this new typing. But this was not the first time Pokemon were retyped. When Generation 2 introduced Steel and Dark types, Magnemite and Magneton were given the Steel typing. These changes are done to make sense of things or to balance out other Pokemon. There are plenty of Pokemon that could use a retyping, and I have 5 great examples of that. They are all, of course, my own opinions, and some you might not agree with. These ideas are mostly based on the way they look or a change that would benefit the Pokemon. And we'll begin with one that might be controversial. Gallade. Actually, it's not just him, but it's its whole line. And an introduction of a whole new Pokemon as well. Like, this would rewrite how the whole line evolves and works. First off, Routes would just be a plain fairy type. At 20, it would evolve like normal, but its evolutions would be depending on its gender. Females would of course become Kirlias, which is psychic and fairy, and the male Routes would evolve into a new, unknown Pokemon that would be fairy and fighting. And then, at 30, they would evolve into their final forms. By doing this, it removes the need for a Dawnstone to make it a Gallade. Gallade would also now be a fairy and fighting type instead of psychic and fighting. It would just make this line more unique and make more sense with how they look. Gardevoir would now be a permanently female-only Pokemon with this change as well. Next up is Spiritomb, and it would be changed to a Ghost and Rock-type Pokemon. Yes, it would only give it more weaknesses, but it would make sense aesthetically, and even its name would make you think that. I know it's a Dark type because it's an evil spirit trapped in the Keystone, but Rock type would fit it so well, and it would be such a unique typing. Doing this would add water, ground, grass, and steel type as a weakness, but to compensate for that, and since it's getting the rock typing, it would become a defensive wall. Oh, and since this is total fantasy, it would lose pressure as an ability since, while it's a lame ability, that is a bit of a waste in my opinion. I would see Sturdy working well as a second ability, or maybe even a new ability from Generation 7. This one is one that should have happened back when this Pokemon was first created. Noctowl. Watching the anime and playing the game as a kid, I always thought it was a psychic and flying type. But it's just normal and flying. That's a really boring typing and I really hate it. Every bird Pokemon has it. It's okay for some like the Pidgey line or the Taillow line. But for Noctowl, this is one change that would make it more powerful Pokemon in the end. And well, it would make sense. The Sinnoh region gave us a lot of great Pokemon. Do you guys remember this Pokemon? I won't be shocked if you don't. This is Lumineon. It was Dex fodder for Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I don't think I've ever seen it used by anyone. I think it might actually be the most forgotten Pokemon in the game. I blame Game Freak for not giving this Pokemon love. It's not even that good. It needs a whole overhaul. Adding the fairy type to it will give it some power, and giving it some fairy moves would help too. I would take away its hidden ability Water Veil and replace it with Pixelate. With those changes, it would make it at least usable. Like, I love all Pokemon. Well, maybe not all, but I feel bad for this Pokemon. Game Freak, seriously, show some love to this forgotten Pokemon. If this list was ranked and not in random order, this would make it to number 1. Druddigon. I had so much hope for when this was first revealed in For Black and White. It can be a really great Pokemon. Its attack power is out of this world, but it's lacking in other areas. I would make this Pokemon into a Dragon and Rock type Pokemon, which it should have been to begin with. I mean, it's a cave dragon, so it should only make sense for it to have the Rock typing. This would at least justify its god-awful speed, and in turn, could boost its defenses up a bit as well. There are just some Pokemon I would love to see get retyped. I will do another one of these videos once Sun and Moon comes out, and it will focus only on the Alolan Pokemon. I can already promise you that Alolan Persian will be on that list. What do you think? Would these changes be game-breaking, or would they help out with some lesser Pokemon? I know Gallade is not a lesser Pokemon, but Fairy and Fighting would be more fitting. But what are your thoughts on these? What Pokemon would you like to see retyped or totally changed? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and share it around. It helps me grow the channel and I really appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter for anything and everything Pokemon, as well as know when all my videos go live. The link's always down in the description below. And as always, this has been Black Phoenix. Thanks for watching, everyone.